Oil sank on Iran deal hopes, shaking energy markets and calming nerves across the board. Ethereum, silver, and Bitcoin are all on deck today, and the session's biggest mover is saved for last. Ethereum closed the session with strong upside momentum intact, extending a bullish structure that has been building across recent sessions. Price action suggests the path of least resistance continues to lean toward higher levels, with the trend well supported while this structure holds. Walmart's session reflected a deteriorating trend, with price unable to reclaim lost ground and the structure remaining firmly tilted toward lower levels. The strong bearish character of recent trade suggests the market is more likely to probe lower territory, while overhead pressure persists. The Dow finished with a bullish bias holding firm, supported by today's calmer tone across broader markets as falling oil steadied sentiment. The trend leans higher, and the path of least resistance favors further extension toward higher levels while the structure holds. Uber's session showed the bullish trend maintaining its footing, with price action consolidating in a way that favors continuation toward higher levels. The structure remains constructive, and momentum has not shown material signs of reversal. Boeing traded with a bearish lean throughout the session, with the trend structure continuing to point toward lower levels. Price action lacked conviction on any recovery attempts, and the path of least resistance remains tilted downward while this configuration holds. Oil extended its decline during the session, with Iranian diplomatic developments fueling expectations of increased supply and pushing the mild bearish trend further toward lower levels. The structure suggests further softness is more likely than a sustained recovery near term. Silver showed mild bullish character through the session, holding a constructive structure even as gold slipped ahead of key inflation data. The trend leans higher, and price action continues to favor a grind toward higher levels while the setup remains intact. The Canadian dollar pair traded in a range-bound fashion, though the loonie's rebound added downside pressure on the pair and pushed the probable path toward lower levels within the range. The structure is not trending cleanly, but the current lean favors the lower end of the range. Crude tumbled as progress in US-Iran negotiations raised expectations of a straight reopening, pressuring oil majors and pulling euro yields lower. The Australian dollar gained ground after a hotter-than-forecast domestic inflation print. The single release commanding attention today is US Core PCE. Bitcoin was the session's standout mover, posting strong bullish momentum and extending a trend that has remained firmly pointed toward higher levels. The structure is the most decisive on today's board, with price action firmly supporting continuation toward higher ground. That wraps Wednesday's evening session. Subscribe to ForexBullion so the next edition lands the moment it drops, and tomorrow's morning brief checks whether Bitcoin's breakout held through the overnight. This is general market information for educational purposes only, not financial advice.